Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. This your host, Super Champ Chuck. We back at it with another episode on this ring ceremony edition of Kingdom Cast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share on your social media platforms. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Two of them. At least three total for our franchise. But yeah, man, before we get into all that jazz and all that, I'm going to introduce the panel here. My homegirl Kylie's on the bottom left. My guy Country's on the bottom right. And our soon-to-be film analyst, our guy D-Max on the top right. So yeah, Boogie's not here. Unfortunately, he had a life event that happened, unfortunately. But he's doing well. He's doing fine. So he'll be back on the next one, hopefully. So I mean, how y'all? So yeah, dog. We're just sitting here waiting to see what the ring's gonna look like. Everything's back to being private. The last time we won, it was out in the open, live streaming at Arrowhead. We got to see it, but this time we're going back to being private. So, I mean, how excited y'all, man, to see these rings?
I'm excited.
I'm super stoked. I thought it was interesting. It feels like this one's a lot more like dressed up. Like they got the red carpet rolled up. Everyone's in like their suits. Andy's popping off. He got the red buttons. I don't know if you saw that picture or not, but he looks fly. I just wanted to give him a hug. He looks so great. No, everyone looks good. I can't wait to see the rings.
Hey, long as it look better than that Bengals championship ring, the bar's kind of low. But as long as it look better than that, the one you got out the Cracker Jack box. As long as it look better than that.
They don't even
How many
care.
subs do you need to be a guest on this show?
We might do the fan stuff one day.
When we get to enough subscribers, we definitely gonna do a fan. We've invited fans on the show before. We've tried it.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But yeah, I saw Andy Reid. He was dripped out, but Brett Veach, he was dripped out though. He brought out the 11s though.
Brought the breads, man.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I was like, our GM got some drip, man. And then I saw Darren Smith's live stream, and Willie Gay, he was off in the camera after the interview, just showing off his suit and doing all these different looks and stuff. I said, this dude is a fool, man.
Willie is the funniest dude on the team, in my opinion. He is hilarious.
Sure.
Yeah, he might be. He really might be the funniest one.
Willie is a character, man. Because at first for the longest, Chris Jones was the only character on the team. You know what I'm saying? And Frank Clark had his little thing, but Chris Jones was actually funny. And then come to find out, what's the dude we traded to, or dude that went to New Orleans?
Tyron.
No, not Tyron. Saunders. Colin. Yeah. We come to find out Colin is very hilarious on the Super Bowl thing. Remember they was going to the AFC Championship. He was mic'd up, and he was hilarious. And then he got traded. But Willie Gay is a complete character. So I know a lot of people want to trade Willie Gay or want to get rid of Willie Gay, but I think what he brings is not only what he does on the field. It's that energy that he brings on the sidelines. You got to replace that too. A lot of people just think about production on the field, but it's a lot of intangibles that go into just replacing guys and stuff.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good question. I didn't see him.
Yeah, it didn't look like we saw either Clyde or Chris Jones there, but I don't think it's a big deal either way, personally.
Can we discuss Clyde right quick? I think Clyde said something, and I kind of get why he's not showing up to these events.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
My own personal opinion is that Clyde feels like he didn't contribute enough to the team to be invited to those or to be in attendance of those, which is he's kind of being harsh on himself, but I feel where he's coming from, and I completely understand that. But then he feels like he was getting healthy and contributing, and the rug got pulled out from under him at the last minute. And he's just like, I don't want to go to no parade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't contribute, I feel that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad about that. I know because Clyde already is not liked. So when you pull a move like that, even though he may have a point, if you're already not liked in the city, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But if who actually could pull that move and not be dang. Nobody gives Chad Henne any crap for being at the parade. Like he didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Shane Boucher. Nobody gives Shane crap for being there. You know what I'm saying? Like if he skipped the parade, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel where Clyde is coming, but the way that he's treated or the way he's looked at it in this town, he's never going to get a fair shake anyway, even though he may have a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the same views as you, country. Like, the more I seen Clyde not showing to the stuff, Clyde, I mean, he felt like he didn't contribute, and he also thought he was gonna be playing in the actual Super Bowl, and he never got out there on the field. So I mean, that could also be another reason why he's not showing to these events. And hey, it is what it is,
That's
True.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of stigma around CEH because people are like, oh, he's not showing up. Are we going to trade him? Like I think that's the intrigue I have behind it is like, I am guilty of not being the biggest fan of Clyde. And I think a lot of that stems from like where he was his draft position and the fact that there was a lot of pressure on him from the beginning anyways to do a lot. And he's kind of been underwhelming in that sense. And then of course there's the injuries, but I think at the end of the season, when we saw that he wasn't really contributing anymore, it was like, are they going to trade him? Are we going to get something out of this? Like, I think there was just a little intrigue for me personally.
But here's the flip side to that, Kylie. He has been at every OTAs, every practice in the offseason. Every event, like he hasn't been to the events, but he's been at the facility every day working his ass off. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm talking about like February.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that. No, I'm just giving Boogie's not here, so somebody got to play devil's advocate. This is my devil's advocate. That even though he hasn't been to the events, he didn't go to parade. He apparently he's not at the ring ceremony. He wasn't at the White House. He's been in the facility every day. And we can all vouch for that. Brett V said it. Andy Reid has said it. Teammates have said it. He's been there every day working his ass off. So he got bad, but he kind of working some good in there at the same time. Like this is always with Clyde. It's like he's never going to be able to make up for where he was drafted, but he does good things. Like it's like before Clyde got hurt, Clyde was leading the team in touchdowns. Clyde was on his way to a career type of year, and nobody cares about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like it always boils down to he was the first round guy, and he's not living up to expectations and all that stuff. But I don't know, it's just weird. But
I think at a certain point you kind of got to let that go. I reached that point, I think, at the end of the 2020-21 season, I think it was. I was just like, okay, well, I know that I didn't like the pick at the time because, running backs in the first round is something that I'm directly opposed to. But now it's not about that. You're on the team. You're here contributing. You're on the books. Let's see what you can bring to the table. What he brought to the table last year, I thought, was a guy that earlier on the year was a useful piece in this offense. He blocked as well as he can at his size. He received the ball out of the backfield. He gave us a little bit of rushing value, and he kept Jet healthy when he didn't have to take all those snaps early on, and that works just fine for me. And that's exactly what I expect out of him this year. And country to your point, him being in the facility, being at OTAs, that's the important stuff as far as I'm concerned. If he doesn't want to go to ring night, if he doesn't want to go to the parade, those are the things. And his explanation in the press conference was that he had given his word to the Fashion Week thing as well, and he didn't want to go back on that. And I understand that as a man. So overall, like you said, he's doing the important things, putting the work in. And I think he's continued to be a contributor to this team, not to the level, of course, that his draft status is, but at a certain point, I let that go and I evaluate what you are as a player. And he's a player in the room of running backs from my perspective, you're always rotating him in and out. He's a guy that contributes, and that's what matters most to me.
What? What?
I've never heard that one before. Never gotten that ever in my life. So congratulations. That's a new one. I've never heard that.
Bro, now that he says
Out of
it,
nowhere, dog.
I have never heard that before. Wow.
now that he said it though, there's a little Tom Brady in you, D-Mac. This is oh man,
me so off guard. I wasn't ready for that. I've never heard that in my life.
I can't like unhear it now. Like now I hear
there is a little Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. What did Skip be saying?
Skip say all the middle names. I have never heard that in my. That is hilarious though.
Yeah, that definitely threw me off guard.
Oh man, wait till Boogie hear that one.
Oh my god,
that's gonna bring a smile to his face.
you know, it's gonna bring back that sharp face that Boogie had one time. You know that running meme that was going on. Yeah, he don't do one of those.
Boogie has the best facial reactions out of this show. Him and Kylie. Kylie's sneaky with hers, but somebody said
like,
one of the guests said something and Kylie was like, it was so quick. But it was just,
I can't control it. Someone said like Finn was our best cornerback, and I was like,
I was
so offended. I was like, Finn? Anyway.
Fit and all, baby.
That was it. Who was that? Who said that? Oh, I'm gonna think about that all night. Oh, good night.
Anyway, where are we at?
Back to the script. I kind of wish people weren't so hard on Clyde, and like D-Mac said, eventually we're gonna have to let it go. But this is not a town of letting it go. This is
man, so ain't.
This is not the town. They're still mad at Tony Gonzalez for the Atlanta Falcons comment, and that was. Mm-hmm. And he's explained. Tony Gonzalez has literally got on his knees and begged Kansas City to love him again, and they still be like, "Yeah, but he's from Atlanta, bro." Like, we don't let things go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tony gonna have to make a Tyrese music video to try to get us heart back, man. It's crazy.
All right. What's the next topic?
Speaking of not letting it go, the Bengals.
Great segue.
Damn, you want to get to them already?
Can we just get it over with, please?
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about these bungles.
Jesus.
But yeah, okay, so Joe Burrow was asked during his press conference during the week, a reporter asked him like who's the best quarterback in the league, and he said Patrick Mahomes is the one to knock off. You know, until somebody has a better year than him, then it's his. And then Jamar Chase got a wind of it from another reporter, and Jamar was backing up his guy, Joe Burrow. He said, of course he's gonna say Joe Burrow is the best. You know, that's his guy. But the issue I have is that he took it a step too far. When the reporter was like, well, Joe said Pat. He was like, Pat who? Now when he said Pat who, that's when you poking the bear again. That's when you poke the bear again, dog. Like, okay, you could have answered that a different way. You know what I mean? Instead of going along with Pat who. It's like these players and fans of this organization, dog, they don't know when to quit. They really don't know when to quit. And we gotta teach them a lesson every time.
And don't do the lame. Well, Joe said he was the best quarterback, and then Jamar said who's the best player. And
which is still a bad answer because
it's stupid. Stop it.
Still, you got it wrong. So
because really, Joe Burrow, the head guy, effectively killed every argument they had for the rest of the year. Pat's the best quarterback. I'm chasing him. He's the guy that I'm trying to be. Mm-hmm. So why would you spark it right back? He sparked it right back up. It was dead in the water, and he brought it right back up. And now it's like it's like 10 times worse now. It's like I don't like him. They're not worthy of being our rival. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. This is a PSA. This is Country's thoughts. This is not Ken and Kaz feelings or nothing. It doesn't represent them. I'm sick of the Bengals. I'm sick of your fans. And then I realized that y'all get it from your coaches. Y'all get it from y'all players. So y'all don't have no.
And the mayor.
Y'all just lost in the water. Y'all a ship without a rudder. A ship without a captain, just floating in the ocean, trying to be relevant. Stop it. Stop it. 3-1. Whoop-de-doo. We haven't beat y'all in Cincinnati since 1984. Who cares? You're 3-8 at Arrowhead in the same span. Like, who cares? What does that mean? And then they're just a pathetic fan base, bro. It's just from top to bottom. You don't even have a practice facility. Stop it. Leave us alone. Please.
They still haven't gotten an indoor practice facility yet?
Bruh.
It was in the works.
Oh, okay, they're building it. Okay, they're building it. Okay.
Bruh. The mayor's an idiot. Why would he get involved? Then they trying to drum up Orlando Brown. I get it. You're supposed to drum up your new free agents, but we know the guy. We know him. We've been lying to people about Orlando Brown for the last 2 years. We know his weaknesses. We've seen him play a lot of Sundays. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
You're good. But then the Cincinnati Reds want to egg it on too.
I did see that.
They brought up the Royals. We don't give a damn about the Royals.
Like, this many people care about baseball. Like, I don't care.
It's ridiculous.
I'm a Cardinals fan. I don't care about the Reds either. It doesn't make much sense to me. Look, I will say this. I'll be the boogie contrarian on this topic. I love it though. I love that this is something that continues to have fuel added to it. I think that rivalries make sports a lot of fun. If we didn't have somebody to go back and forth, because obviously we've beaten the Bills into submission. I think 13 seconds broke them, and then last year they were just a dead man walking by the time the playoffs came around. So when you're talking about having somebody that you have that animosity for, us cutting Lamons and them wanting to pick him up and put him in, wanting to bring him in and try and steal things from him, us winning a ring with Carlos Dunlap, them taking Orlando Brown Jr., all the talk back and forth. That's great for me. Like, I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it, and I'm glad that it exists, because otherwise it would be a little bit more boring.
But they're not worthy of it, D-Mac.
You don't get to choose your rivals sometimes. Sometimes
why not?
Look, man.
Why not?
But look, the Jazz weren't worthy of being Jordan's rivals, but he kept beating them in the finals. So it happened. It is what it is. Like, you just, it is what it is.
Bro, another public service announcement. Jacksonville Jaguars, please step your game up and be our rivals, please. We need new rivals. We need better fans. We need new rivals, because these guys are pathetic. The Bills, pathetic. Well, I don't know. They need to worry about their wide receiver before they even come try to holler at us.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah.
The Bengals, pathetic. Y'all never won. The Bengals had a perfect opportunity to write a great story. You beat Kansas City in AFC, in Arrowhead, in Kansas City. Beat them. Went to the Super Bowl. You lost. You didn't finish the job. So you're still trying to ask for respect like you finished the job, but you didn't finish the job. You should have beat the Rams. There's no way you should have lost to the Rams. But now they keep coming back cocky like they won that Super Bowl, which they didn't, and have never won a Super Bowl. You're on the end of some of the worst Super Bowl losses in history. Joe Montana's still picking off Cincinnati Bengals as he beats them on the way to the Hall of Fame. Stop it.
I think Joe Montana had 14 touchdowns in that Super Bowl.
Bruh.
Yeah, he was going stupid.
And he was able to point out that John Candy was sitting in the audience while he was kicking y'all ass. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Ugh.
Then Jamar Chase.
It's a pathetic fan base, bro.
Jamar tweeted that. After Jamar said what he said, put that on the wall. And that didn't go so well, because, I mean, our Chiefs fan base clapped back at that.
You already know.
I saw the Super Bowl champions logo on the wall like 7 times on my timeline.
Yeah.
I love it. I enjoy it so much because I love it because it makes it so much sweeter. Because there was, to me, and this was obviously a little bit before we started interacting and everything, but there wasn't any juice to like beating the Titans. Like cool with the Derrick Henry thing, and obviously Frank Clark had a legendary post-game interview, but there's nobody really interact with that. I don't know that many Titans fans, but this makes it a little bit more juicier when we end up kicking their butt, and that's all. I enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, man, and
I don't think
it's the off season. No,
that's a valid point, Chris. Nobody in our division
20 minutes.
We are, hey, bro, we are the segment of the show where they be like, remember when Tiger was on top? And it was always used to be like, hey, who you going to pick? The field or Tiger? Mm-hmm. We are at that level of stardom right now. Our team is at that level. Now, the thing about it, everybody wants to knock you off. So this is a hard level to stay at. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to maintain. We have been maintaining this level, but we don't have regular rivals, bro. Our rival is the field. It's not just Cincinnati.
Yep.
It's not.
Then you mentioned the Buffalo Bills. Like, I mean, both of them franchises, they never won a Super Bowl. And then you mentioned Jacksonville. They haven't won a Super Bowl either. As a matter of fact, they haven't gone to the Super Bowl yet. And I am pretty high on Jacksonville, moving forward as far as, like, being the new team that challenges us in the AFC. So, oh, boy. What's up with the Nitro? Shout out to Nitro, man. Nitro got the exclusive interview with Lamar Jackson.
He did.
I'm sorry. I had to mention that.
No, you're good. And shout out to Nitro. The first time that I ever interacted with Nitro was before the season. He was like, the Chargers are sweeping y'all this year. I was like, Nitro, you may be a little bit new to this division. That don't really happen over here. That's not what's going to happen. I like Nitro a lot. I love his passion. He's a great guy to talk about the Ravens with.
A couple of folks have been saying the Chargers going to knock us off. I'm like, look, we already get that from the national media, dog. We don't need little guys like ourselves and y'all to say that too. So
I was starting to miss it from the national media because it was a little quiet during the spring, but after we swept them, and then it started picking back up now. Sean Payton, we're starting to hear about the new offense for Justin Herbert. We'll leave the Raiders alone for right now, but we're starting to hear that hype for the other two right now, and I'm enjoying it a lot now.
Yeah, the Faders got some problems per usual.
Is Denver the new darling right now?
Yeah, they the new hype job.
People love them some Sean Payton, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But why? Sean Payton ain't did nothing since he won the Super Bowl. He's been going down
because he got that one. He got that one ring. That's why.
That elevator been going down slowly. It's a slow escalator to nothingness.
And then we don't know if Russell Wilson going to actually bounce back. That's a mystery within itself.
Even if he bounced back, what are you going to bounce back to? Regular? He was that bad last year. He was terrible last year.
We never said
a bounce back would be regular. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, as long as he got Sierra, he's still winning. He's still winning with Sierra, though.
Yeah, big fact.
That's right. Off the field. Big things going on for him. But he said he was dropping like 10 to 15 pounds and that he was changing all his workouts and stuff. We'll see. I don't know.
But Russell, the problem with you wasn't that you were overweight. That wasn't a problem. It was your play. It had nothing to do with nobody was looking at Russell like, well, he's just fat. That's why he acting like that. No, bro, you just played bad. It wasn't. It had nothing to do with. Okay, next subject. Go ahead.
Well, didn't they change their saying to like uncommon or something?
Oh
something
my goodness, dog. Oh my goodness.
So it used to be like Broncos Country Let's Ride, and now it's uncommon. Is that right?
Like at least Broncos Country Let's Ride is funny. Like it's just funny, but like uncommon. What? What does that even mean?
I don't know where they was going with that one. I really don't, dog. And Ken Swanson had a great post today. He had a great response to that. He put up the picture of Common, the Chiefs.
Yeah,
there's a picture of Common.
That was funny.
I didn't see that. That's good.
So
the other one, I don't know who did it. It was like the Denver Broncos beating the Chiefs. Uncommon. That doesn't happen.
What?
Yes,
hey,
please
bro.
Hit the like button, people. Please
hit the
Hit the like.
Yeah, that's another thing. He did say MVP. When did he win the MVP, Jamar? So
He probably
Jamar
won
needs
it
to
of,
get
for.
of the
drug
team.
tested.
I think he
Of
was
the team.
MVP of the Pro Bowl game. I think he was. He probably
I
won
don't,
MVP.
I
The Bengals
don't
MVP.
care. Nobody care about the Pro Bowl.
Sierra Wilson.
Sierra Wilson.
Did you see him
But yeah,
courtside at the Nuggets game and that hat, and those glasses? Sorry, I had to get that in.
No, yeah, he got ignored by Jamal Murray too when he was walking off the floor.
Yeah, I was just
That's
about to ask.
right.
yeah.
Jamal Murray was
but-
like, "Yeah, I just want a title. I don't care about this guy."
right.
Get on
Hey,
that level.
hey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, y'all got to
yeah.
show us the injury-free season first. Y'all the new Chargers. Y'all get hurt
Yeah.
like the new Chargers.
Oh Lord, yeah, and then they had an F on their training staff. They had
And
an F
man,
grade on their training staff.
when your whole
Yeah.
secondary get hurt in the first game of the season, don't talk about Super Bowl.
But shout out to the Nuggets though. They'll hold over that city of Denver for a while.
let's
Championship.
break this comment down. Of course, he's
Oh, boy.
supposed to say that.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course,
he should
but
be saying
then
that.
you say Pat who? That
Right.
was
That's
the
the
part.
issue.
That's the part that we're worried about. It's not the fact that he said his quarterback is the best. He's supposed to say that. I expect him to say that. It's Pat who? What do you mean, Pat who? That's the part where you messed up at.
Mhm.
It ain't the fact that he said it. It's Pat who? Because how dare you?
And he laughed after it. He like giggled.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he
I
knew
mean,
he was
he
tripping.
knew. Yeah, he knew what he was
He
doing.
knew he had bumped his head.
He knew it was a little disrespect, and that's cool. That's what, like I said, it's all a part of the rivalry, and I like it. Sometimes the little brother got to try, get at big brother every once in a while, remind him that he's there.
What?
It's easy to talk from 20 feet away, and then you end up on the same field. We'll see what happens.
But here's
All
the
I
thing,
know
D
is
man.
week
Here's
18 is a very long ways away.
long
Extremely
way.
long
18.
way. Extremely
Like,
long
it's
way.
going to be a long few months about this.
Here's the weird thing about it, though. Neither side should be really talking too much because all games have been, 4 games, combined 12 points,
Yeah, all of
3
them 3
points
points.
every game. So it really shouldn't be a lot of, hey, you guys suck, or you guys aren't this, you guys aren't that. They're a worthy opponent. They are. Let's admit that. They are a worthy opponent. This is a worthy rivalry, even though I hate that their fan base is pathetic and never won nothing. So why are they talking about these things? But it is a worthy rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't get too crazy about, you guys, we beat you guys without 3 O-linemen, and we beat you guys without 3 wide receivers. How many wide receivers did we lose that game?
4
McCall,
for that game.
Juju,
Tony.
Kadarius. We lost our starting wide receiver, sir. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So, and then
We also lost our best corner in that game as well. L'Jarius Sneed got hurt on the third play from scrimmage.
And then T. Higgins says, "Well, if I was in the game,
Tyler Boyd.
It was Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyler Boyd.
we barely even know who Tyler Boyd is. Stop it. Stop it. You're that other guy. We know the other 2 guys, but you're the other guy. Stop it. Not the other guy talking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line got decimated. We
Julia.
lost our wide receiver room. Hi, Julia. We lost our slot corner and our best corner in Snead. They lost their slot wide receiver, who's their 3rd best wide receiver. Ask about if Joe Burrow can get it done with only 2 great wide receivers, I suppose. But, I mean, it is what it is. Injuries are a part of the game.
Does beating them in the AFC Championship, does that trump? Because I don't care about being 3-1. I think 1-1 is the real record.
I don't care if it's 3-1. I don't care. You come 3-1. The Cincinnati thing since 1984. We got 2 rings in 4 years. I don't care what the record is against individual people. Like me, like the fact that we lost to the Colts the last or 2 years in the regular season, whatever. I don't care. That's cool.
Right.
Whatever.
You're not remembering shit like that. Remembering these Super Bowls.
That's who should be talking. Indianapolis should be like, yeah, but we beat you.
Well, they can't talk too much because we sent Andrew Luck to retirement. we took their entire franchise to retirement.
Low key, we got payback. We got payback for that blown lead So
yeah, we did. Yeah,
That's the only fan base I'm scared of is the Colts.
I mean, that's real talk
It's
right
just
there.
something. It's just something about the Colts. I hate. We just cannot beat the Colts straight up. We beat them
and
when
then
we need to, but
like the
Jesus
Bill,
Christ.
and then the Bills been getting us in the regular season too. I mean, we can
yeah.
beat them in the playoffs, but they've been getting us in the regular season. So
Well,
it's even
when Andy Reid comes out and says, well, or Spags comes out and says, well, we held some stuff back in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like that game, even the last game shouldn't have been as close as it was. Some of those games could have been blowouts. Either side, they all could have been blowouts, but they always end up being tight, last minute. You made a mistake last. We capitalized. We won the games.
Yeah, because
It
it's
could
two
go
really good
either
teams
way.
going out of it. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So like it is a good rivalry. I think it might be the best rivalry in sports. And I know John and Kyle probably know a hockey game that's probably better, but I don't care. I don't care about hockey right now. But it's but
shout
right
out to
now I
Vegas.
think in the totality of sports, Cincinnati versus Kansas City might be the biggest one right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bigger rivalry. Like, obviously, you take some of the divisional stuff out of it. Like, obviously, some of these things are more entrenched. But as far as a rivalry
I
where
mean,
both
I'm
sides
aware.
don't like each other, like, I don't think it gets better than what you have right now. Because two really good teams that don't like each other is rare enough. And this is obviously NFL, the biggest sport. So,
Yep, NFL's still the king around here. So, but before we move on, man, Bobby Stroop he caught wind of what Jamar said and all that, and he already posted on Twitter. So him and Patrick they locked in. They locked in. So
Hey, remember I made a comment about Lewis Reddick and Andy Reid. You know.
you had to be there.
Gee.
You had to be there. Bobby is the equivalent to that
yeah.
with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. Anger
So
translator.
when Bobby speaks,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that is Pat Mahomes speaking because he can't say those type of things. So when Bobby is going off and tweeting during the games, that's coming from Petty.
And
He's
that's
Petty. Petty Mahomes. Pat might take over. Bobby might be Pat's burner account.
I'm
he
low
is
key.
essentially. It
Low
is.
key.
It's what it is. But that's just a little detail that makes Mahomes like a perfect star. Like he doesn't do those things, but he has somebody that lets you know that he's thinking these things, so that because he needs to get it out in the open, so that we know what you're talking about. We know that you see this, and that's what matters.
hmm And speaking of Patrick and Bobby, let's go ahead and segue over to the quarterback series on Netflix that's coming out next month on July the 12th. It's featuring our quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and you got Kirk Cousins of the Vikings, and you got Marcus Mariota. I don't know what team he's on currently. If he's on the team, is he with Philly? Did Philly sign him?
Yes, I can
Okay,
check
yeah.
that. I
Okay,
believe
he's
With
he
the
signed.
is now.
Philly?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
think
Eagles
he
did
is
sign him.
backup.
Okay, so yeah, he's with the Eagles now.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
with
so
the
yeah,
Eagles.
so now I saw the trailer, man. This mug is gonna be dope. I mean, you get like three
Yeah.
different perspectives of quarterback. Like you get to see from a view of a quarterback that's had a lot of success, and you get to see a view of a quarterback that's like average or he's going through the roller coasters a little bit, and then you get to see a quarterback perspective of one who lost their job and got himself for a backup role and just trying to look for another opportunity. So you get those three different perspectives, and I'm glad Netflix did it in this way. Now the names may not be sexy besides Patrick Mahomes, but you get an idea of like how each of these guys prepare each week. So I'm gonna. So this, I can't wait till it comes out, man. So what
I
was your
want to see
reaction to
how
the
deep.
trailer?
I want to see how deep they go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, they already got the "I'm like that" comment, and it's already in the chat. Which is, man, if we would have known he said that at that time, week 4, that would have been crazy. That would have been a T-shirt all over the place.
Yeah.
But "I'm like that" is like, yeah, that's gonna be
It's gonna get used a
so.
lot for sure.
Yeah, it's
Oh
gonna get
yeah.
used a lot. So I want to see how deep they go. Like, are we going pre-game, during the game, post-game? Monday, Tuesday? Like how deep are we going into their lives every day?
Mahomes did say, "Oh, sorry, go ahead, Kyle."
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm like really excited to see their home life, and it looks like they're showing a lot of like Brittany and the kids, and I think it's really important to see kind of the struggles that maybe the wives have as well through all this, because I mean it's a sacrifice for them as well, and I think that's going to be really cool just to get a look at that and see how strong those women probably really are to support their husbands. And then, of course, I'm really excited to see Mahomes and the ankle injury and kind of see what that looked like behind the scenes. And to your point, Country, like how deep into that will they go in regards to rehab and the pain? And I'm super pumped. I was like ready to run through a wall whenever I saw it, chills and everything. Woo!
And it's unfiltered too. I need that raw cussing and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
well, Pat said he got to cut some stuff out. He was like
Mahomes
on the
said
editing
that.
crew.
Yeah, he got a little bit of some editing credit and control on that aspect of it. But I think the fact that the season ended in the title, the fact that, obviously we were the only team that got past the first round as it was, I think that this is going to, give you a really good look into what kind of happened as far as the injury is concerned. And, like you said, the rehab and the struggles in that manner. So I'm really definitely looking forward to it because this is, like you said, it's a behind the scenes look. Obviously, they have a lot of family stuff included in there, a little bit about their preparation and stuff. So I think it's going to be a great documentary. And obviously, the star of the show is going to be our quarterback.
You know what? I secretly think you might come out loving Mariota and Cousins a lot more than people do.
You see that human side of these guys, and that certainly always endears you to them. And I'll say this, obviously I have my thoughts on Kirk as a quarterback, but he's always seemed like a guy that has the backing of the locker room all the way back into his Washington days. And so from that standpoint, I think these guys certainly do mean something to the locker room. Mariota, of course, left the team, so that's going to be a really interesting thing to see how they tackle.
He left it.
Yeah, he left the team after he did get benched. So that's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening as far as that aspect of it.
Yeah,
another public service announcement. I'm sorry. These are my thoughts alone, and not reflective of the cast or the Kingdom Cast crew. Hey, man, leave that man wife alone, bro. Let that shit go, bro.
That's still a thing, bro.
They was comparing her to Aisha Curry. I guess she was taking off her ring and whatever she was doing. I never liked her anyway. But anyway, leave. Hey, these are my thoughts. My thoughts are wrong. They're not reflective of the King. I
haven't even heard these Aisha Curry rumors. I can't even get into this.
Leave Brittany alone. It's no matter what she say. To this point, we don't know what's going on. He'd been with the girl since high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he loves the girl apparently, even if you don't like her, how she look or her attitude. Like, a couple of years ago, Brittany was wilding out. Brittany was throwing water on fans and shaking up champagne bottles. She was going crazy, right? I think Pat had to sit down with Brittany. Pat had to sit down with Jackson. Hey, chill out, right? Brittany fulfilled her role to perfection. She got the current. She's supporting her squad. She's doing everything she's supposed to do as the wife of the man who runs the city. Jackson kind of fell off, and we ain't talking about Jackson. Just leave Brittany alone, man. Just let Brittany. Hopefully, this show shows a side of her that people can start relating to instead of just hating her so much. You know what I'm saying? Just leave her alone. Here go another T-shirt. Thank you, Juice. You're welcome. Leave Brittany alone.
It's really the same.
I mean, it's not like y'all it's not like y'all gotta live with her. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I promise you. Like it's gonna be okay. She exists.
Yeah, it's crazy, dog. Like, look, Patrick like who he like. You know what I mean? They've been together for a long time. It is what it is. They ain't stopping no time soon, bro.
But these are fans. They're not gonna like if Patrick married Who's the hot girl right now? If he marries Zendaya, they would hate that. Well, she sucks
I
on
would
this
hate
show.
that. That is
But
correct.
she's not a good actress, and it'll always be something. You feel me? Like it'll always be something.
Yeah, I mean that unfortunately comes with the territory because Pat is the best in the league, and you can't get him on the field, so you got to get him somehow.
Yeah, every time they see Brendan, like,
Boom.
man, Patrick married that, man. Patrick ain't got somebody better than that. Like, Patrick's the best player in the league. Like, he ain't got a better look. Like, man,
And
leave that
then,
alone, dog.
hey, as many kids as he got with her now, you better keep her. It's cheaper to keep her.
Oh yeah,
Next topic. Next topic.
Anyway,
Next topic.
so the rings. I can tell I missed y'all, right? I haven't been on the show in a couple weeks, so I've been brewing on some things.
Yeah, clearly.
He's like, I got a lot to say.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh man!
But I am looking forward to that special though, man. I do want to say this though before we move on. It's kind of wild how on that one clip when Kirk Cousins got hit, and he made a big play, and he asked like, "What happened? Where was he down at?" And he said he was down 10. He's like, "Oh, I would have got him right away." I said, "Yo, that is wild, dog. If you would have knew that had happened before you got knocked out or whatever, you would have got up right away." That's just I found it interesting, but yeah, let's go to the next subject. Rashee Rice, he signed the final rookie deal of all the rookies in this draft class. So every single pick in this year's 2023 draft class of the Chiefs is officially signed.
With no money.
Yep. Once again, barely any money. We got it done. So Rashee Rice, I mean, I'm tempering my expectations because you know how this goes with young receivers here under Andy Reid. Unless, like I mentioned that 1 year, Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin had to get thrown in the fire in Philly. But anyway, you know how this goes. So I'll temper expectations with Rashee Rice this year as far as what he does. But I'm sure if his name has to be called, like just say we have like an injury to our receiving core, like one or two guys go down, I'm sure I can depend on him to step up in that situation. So I mean, what you guys think about that news?
I can't unhear Tom Brady. I know.
It's bad. When did D-Mac become the Black Tom Brady, bro?
And it's even worse because I don't know what my voice sounds like. My voice sounds horrible to me, so I can't even.
Rashee. I mean, I like Rashee Rice. We traded up to get him, so I'm happy to see that they signed him. And like you said, if we've got some injuries, I see him being like a 6 or. It's interesting because I'm anxious to see how many receivers they keep. Like I think I could see him keeping 6, but then without there being a fullback, like, I could also see him keeping 7. So it'll be interesting. I like Rashee Rice though.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that, like you said, Kylie, if he's called upon, then I think he has a skill set that Andy can certainly put into use.
No, we're not taking this disrespect. D-Mac, we are not taking this disrespect, Juice.
I disagree with that, Juice.
Yeah, you tripping, Juice. Juice, you on timeout for 3 comments.
So we're gonna play.
I'm sorry, D-Mac. I'm sorry.
You good? You good? I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, bro. Juice, you on punishment.
I think Rice can be used effectively though, and that's all that matters. He's coming in. He's a young guy. He's trying to pick up the playbook, similar to this guy last year. If he's called upon, I expect him to step in and still do a solid job. And otherwise, he's going to sit behind guys that they have as guys that can go down the field, MVS, Watson, and guys they can use in the intermediate areas as well, like Tony and Sky and such. So. This is the benefit of having a team that is a championship contender now. And you can just bring these young guys along slowly. And so he doesn't have to be a great player day one. He can be a great player, down the line.
Mm-hmm. So reported deal was 6.4 million. 6.4 million was reported on this deal.
I think Rice is hopefully we don't have to throw him in the fire like we did Jalen and Josh last year. But I think they came out better players for that. So it's kind of like if we have to throw him in the fire, that means somebody got hurt. KT got hurt again, or Maybe
Yeah,
Justin
Watson,
Watson's not
maybe Envy.
performing like you want
Right.
him to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a good thing long term because you throw him in the fire. Hey, bro, hey, you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't got no choice. Which I think helped Josh. I think it helped Jalen and all the other rookies that we had. You know what I'm saying? I think it helped George. You threw him in the fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it could be a good thing for him long term, but it's just gonna be some bumps and bruises. The worst thing that could happen with fans if he comes out and just 6'4", 122 touchdowns, and then they're going to be like, "Well, we need that every week," and it's just not going to be. It's not going to be like that with anybody in this offense because it's going to be a spread offense, and one day Rice is going to have a game, Sky is going to have a game, Tony. You know, it's not going to be the same guy. Well, it's going to be Travis, but it's going to be another guy being the other guy. And I hate that Boogie's not here, but Kylie being the number one Sky Moore supporter. I am officially on the Sky Moore bandwagon. I think my boy's going to have a hell of a year.
I'm so happy
you've
come around. I'm so happy.
He's been saying the right things. The right things have been said about him.
Yep.
He's showing up. Every day he has something. I am officially on the Sky Moore. If I go 750 for Sky Moore this year, is that crazy? So I start at 5.
Hey,
I think he does like 700.
I've tweeted this out multiple times. I think he's going for 1,000. That's just me personally.
Okay, that's a big jump.
I know it is. I know it is. It is a huge jump. I believe in him to that standard. I believe that when you come in, you have to learn so much about the offense. But those skills that you saw why he got drafted so high don't go away. The kid gets in and out of cuts extremely well. He has very strong hands. And now he understands where he needs to be within this offense. And today, Andy Reid said, hey, Patrick Mahomes trusts him. Today, Patrick Mahomes said, yeah, you saw last year he was able to work through some adversity. He understood what was coming in. And this spring, he's coming and it's transitioned well. And he understands where he needs to be. When you have that trust of Patrick Mahomes, he's a guy that's going to get you the ball consistently. So from that standpoint, I expect Sky Moore to have that type of year because I believe he has all the talent in the world to do it. And I believe he's going to have the opportunity to do it now.
Yep, and like Patrick mentioned this in the press conference today. He said that Sky Moore's role is going to be similar to what Juju had this past year. So
he said Juju, and he said he can go down the field more than Juju did as well.
Yep. And please believe they do not just mention names willy-nilly. It's a purpose behind mentioning the name. It could be a purpose to prop you up. It could be also a purpose to get on your ass, saying your name in a press conference. So when Pat and Andy says a name, look at that name. Look at that name. You know what I'm saying? So that's good for Scott, man. They've been saying the right things about Scott Moore. He's still, hey, bro, John, his end arounds were horrible. I don't want him doing no end arounds. He can do some screens, no end arounds. Please, Jesus.
That's why Kadarius Toney is here. Kadarius Toney is the guy that you get into space on those special plays where you allow him to be explosive and make those touches count to the maximum out because that's exactly what he could do amazingly. And he's going to do some of the deep over stuff that Miko does too. But Sky Moore is the guy that they're going to be looking for on 35 to move the change. The guys that is going to be working off of Travis Kelce consistently to keep the ball rolling. So I'm really excited for Sky Moore's second year.
Julia brings up Prince. I think Julia brings up Prince, and I wanted to touch on that because Pacheco's not in camp right now. He's not practicing right now because he was hurt. I think Jared McKinnon's like on a veteran thing. So Prince is getting a lot of valuable reps right now. That's a good thing for him. That's a good thing. And they are working out running backs. I think they had Darrell Henderson in.
Yep, they did have Darrell Henderson.
So that's cool, but I think that him getting reps right now, that's good for him in the long term.
Absolutely.
Don't fall asleep on Clyde yet. I know y'all want to. Don't give up on Clyde just yet.
I think you easily could see. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck. If you're going to say something.
I was about to say, here's the thing. Like, before Clyde lost his job, right? He was effective in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
I give him that. He was scoring touchdowns. So I'm not completely closing the door on Clyde, but we pretty much have an idea of what his role is on the team now. I think he's going to be either RB2 or RB3, which is likely RB3. So he's like a situational back now.
Why, Julian?
Julia's wild for that comment.
That's wild.
Tough crowd.
Riley, that's not fair.
Life's not fair, bro.
I said my piece on CEH earlier, and you got a little upset with me. So I'm
No.
No, yeah. I mean, you read it right. I mean, CH, he's effective in his role. And I think that based on how well Prince has done in training camp, how much Tobe has talked about him as a returner, there's a very good chance that we keep 4 running backs and he's going to be the 4th. So I think this running back room is where it needs to be. You have guys that can do that early down work in Pacheco. Obviously, Prince can back him up in some respects as far as that running style is concerned. We have guys like CEH and Jared McKinnon that can handle the 3rd down role. So I feel comfortable with where the running back room is at, and I'm glad Prince is taking advantage of the extra snaps that have been made available to him in a similar way that Nick Jones has. The fact that McDuffie and Snead have kind of been out during OTAs. Nick Jones is a guy that's shown that he has that nickel versatility, and we kind of need that as a backup option, given Watson and Williams are more outside corners. So it's also a good thing to see when you take a guy in the 6th round and he's showing that he can do different things early on. Something specifically you need filled in for your back end role.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely won't have a Ronald Jones problem this year. That's
oh boy.
Or a Josh Gordon problem. So that's a good thing.
Oh man,
Josh Gordon.
By the way,
how could you?
Kelvin Benjamin.
I'm trying to forget that.
Kelvin Benjamin run that poll that I did of what is the worst acquisition between like him, Ronald Jones, Shady McCoy, and Josh Gordon. Kelvin Benjamin won the poll.
Man,
What do you say?
Hold on. I remember when we signed Kelvin Benjamin, and Country had so much belief in him that he was going to return back to the form he once had before he got fat in Carolina. So. Yeah, but Kelvin Benjamin, I know the real story with him. Though he was going through a lot of the time. He lost his grandma and all that.
Yeah, he was.
So that had pretty much affected him mentally, and he just couldn't get back to what he was. So,
yeah, I definitely believed in you, Kelvin.
Yeah, you was banging the table, bro. Just because he played at Florida State.
I was rooting for it. He was a Florida State kid too, so
yeah,
I was already biased. So
I had no expectation for him. But I'm sorry, I didn't. I
don't blame you.
but yeah, man. But yeah, back to that poll. What you were saying, D-Mac? Who won that poll, by the way?
Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin did. I think he got 36%. So he won. But it was evenly split. Everybody had their own guy that they hated the most. That's for sure.
It might have been Shady though. Might have been Shady.
Oh God, Shady.
Would have been mine.
I can't stand that dude, man.
Right.
But hey, man.
Or no?
What you about to say, Colin?
Oh no, go ahead, Country.
You're gonna see a lot of it.
I was gonna say if Shady McCoy is a replacement for Shannon Sharp, that is probably the worst decision.
Yeah, that's happening.
That's probably...
It's not gonna be permanent, but he's gonna be filling in for now. But
are they gonna do the? Okay, you get a week with this guy, you get a week with this guy, we get a week with this guy. We're gonna do a poll.
They probably will.
Made one of those faces
until somebody takes a hold of it. They probably will.
They just need to cancel the show. I can't stand Skip, so if they're gonna add Shady McCoy, no, won't find it on my TV.
We all know they should pick Jalen Rose.
Man, Jalen ain't gonna work with Skip, dog. That bridge been burned, dog.
I'm still Nick Wright, bro, because I think Nick Wright is not gonna give Skip an ounce of anything, and that might make an entertaining show.
And that's why Skip will never. That's why Skip will never let him on that show.
Exactly. That's another.
Yeah.
That's the.
Will not let him on that show.
And another thing, Skip Bayless, he's always worked with the brothers, man. even back to when he was a kid, like he was raised by. I mean, he was more so raised by the housekeeper, and she was black. So he's been around,
Oh
black
God.
grown folks and black kids like his entire life. So he's always worked with somebody black. So it's gonna be a black person regardless with Skip. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, let's go on to the last subject, Chris Jones. So Chris Jones, kind of as expected, he didn't show the mandatory minicamp. And then, of course, there was the rumors going around that he didn't come to the ring ceremony tonight. I'll have to check on that. But is it a big deal? No deal? Something to worry about a little bit with Chris Jones as far as him not showing the mandatory minicamp.
This how worried I am, Chuck.
Same here, dog.
No, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think I was necessarily expecting it, but then once it happened, it was like, oh, okay. I mean, sounds like they're still in talks with the agents. Both sides are already talking. We know a deal didn't get done the last time until mid-July, so we know there's still time. And I mean, ultimately, we know Chris wants to be here, and we hope that the team wants Chris. So I think a deal is going to get done. I think they're waiting on Quinn Williams and to see how that falls with the Jets. So we'll see what happens. But it is interesting. I don't know if he ever showed up to the ring ceremony. That would be the only thing that I thought was a little different, just because he's still with the team. So, but that's my only thing. But I'm not worried about mandatory minicamp.
And Brett Veach feels pretty good about where they're at right now. I mean, he says, there's a lot of time before training camp, like we just mentioned about where we are with Chris, and he feels good about where he's going to be at with Chris. Like he mentioned that he looks forward to Chris being here, not just for the next year, but for a long time. So, I mean, it feels like both sides are going to eventually get something done. They just haven't agreed to anything yet. So.
Yeah, and they said that it was his choice not to be here, so it's not like there's any animosity or issues with him not being there. So I'm not concerned about it. Like Kylie said, they're waiting on Quinn Williams to get his deal done, so they know where the bar is set, and it's not even close to training camp yet, so they have time to get it done. So, and until Quinn Williams gets his money, I'm not going to be worried about it. And so Chris Jones, I'm sure he'll come into camp shape. I'm not necessarily worried about that either. So I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, what's up with Quinn and Williams? Get that done, bro. Stop holding us up. But as far as Chris, bro, Brett Veach has alluded to it. Even Clark Hunt came out and said June or July.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we're scheduled. It's not gonna take that much. A lot of people want to trade Snead. I don't know. I wouldn't sleep on moving Snead to safety either. Versatility.
I mean, like starting at safety or playing at safety on certain packages?
Both. Either way. Like I wouldn't sleep on that.
It all depends on the number.
Yeah, it ought to be. If it's number, I think Chris Jones is the first domino to fall.
Yeah.
That domino has to fall. And then when that domino falls, it could be a Snead domino, it could be a DeAndre Hopkins domino, it could be something. They're gonna go into the season with a fair amount of money. They always do. And I think they got a couple more moves in them. Training camp, somebody's gonna get cut that shouldn't get cut. And we'll be there to pick them up. So I think we still got a veteran move left on the D line to make. So it's not over yet.
Yeah, I think bringing back Carlos Dunlap could make a lot of sense for this team. And if they don't use that money, I mean, that rolls over to next year as well, a portion of it. So, like I said, like we said, the Chris Jones extension we expect to get done, and then that'll open up some more cap space and possibly open up some extra moves for them, certainly down the pipe. But Snead, it all depends on what money he ends up asking for. I don't think you're going to see like a $15 million contract for him. That's probably going to be too pricey. And so maybe you see the tag in a trade situation after that. But if it's $12 billion, then that's something that maybe they decide to explore, given the way that they've, kind of cycled through their DB room. And obviously Justin Reed will be coming up on the last year of his deal as well at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly they handle that moving forward. But what they've continued to do at a high level is continue to put young, cheap options into that DB room that obviously have stepped up in big moments. Now that we talk about guys like Cook, obviously Watson, Williams, McDuffie. We like this guy, Nick Jones, what he's shown a little bit in OTAs, and we'll see how that moves on. Forgotten man now is Shamari Corner. We'll see how he factors into this rotation as well. So there are a lot of DB talent that is out there for cheap that they have already in-house. So there's no, desperation to keep them if needed. And they can kind of play it depending on how the market ends up shaking out.
Kylie Friend had an interesting statement today that said he's going to have a great. Did he say he was going to have a career great year?
Really?
You know your buddy Justin?
Oh, yeah. He said, I know. I saw it. Actually, I retweeted it. Yeah, he was like, "This can be my best year yet," or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's interesting. I like that.
I will say another tidbit that we got today, I think it was from Mahomes. He talked about some of the things that Spags is doing with the DBs to start camp. He's saying that he started to disguise some coverages, move guys around. They're not necessarily learning the system. They're taking advantage of the system now. I am going to very much enjoy what Spags does with the back end of these guys that now have a little bit more time in the system and how he uses them to, try and play tricks on the quarterback. So that is the next evolution to make this defense really start giving people problems, start turning over the ball by having guys create mistakes on the back end, a lot of havoc. So that next evolution is going to be key for us this year.
Yeah.
Juice, I'm sorry. You got to Juice, you got to get used to a revolving door. That's the price of being a champion. That door's going to keep on going. It's not a lot of re-signings, dog. This is just going to keep on going with draft picks. I'm sorry, man.
If they could pull off a top 10 defense this year, the sky is the limit. I can say the sky is the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julia, that linebacker room is nice.
Mm-hmm. Or the ceiling is the roof.
The ceiling is the roof, yes.
No.
The ceiling is the roof. Shout out to Michael Jordan.
Yes. Yeah, goat.
Nah, but yeah, man, like.
And another thing, no, I'm just playing.
But real quick, but what you were saying about the revolving door, I mean, that's just a business in the NFL, dog. Like, you're not gonna be able to keep everybody, So you just gotta be good at drafting every year and good at building depth, and you'll be a contender or you'll be a champion every year. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, man. Like, anything else I want to cover before we get up out of here?
We're still waiting on the rings, by the way.
They haven't really?
They have not revealed.
Waiting on those joints. I've been refreshing, and yeah, nothing.
I like the last one because we actually got to sit there and watch the ceremony. That was better.
That's very weird though. The fact that they made this event private and then the COVID one somehow wasn't private, obviously because it was open air or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
everybody had a mask on. Listen, I'm glad we ain't wearing no damn mask no more, man.
I feel like the first ring ceremony. I feel like the one a couple of years ago, like it was so casual. They all had like their polos on. This one just feels like we've been there before. They're like, yeah, let's go. We got to get another ring. Let's get the red carpet. Let's get the suit. Let me get it pressed. Didn't Andy drive himself too?
Yeah, he did.
Everyone like got a ride, and then Andy's like, "Hey, where do I park?"
He got a hamburger on the way over too, right?
Right.
It's like the 101 awards.
Yeah, but let me tell you how different this is, though. Like. When we won the Super Bowl the first time, right? Travis Kelce came out in an all Christian Dior fit, including the Jordan 1s. And you see this time around is just a regular black suit with a white shirt. He kept it like real conservative, you know what I mean? That's how different this is.
It's got some swag though. That suit's definitely a little swaggy, I'd say.
That's because he's wearing it. That's why you say that.
Okay. And also, someone said he looked like the fifth member of Color Me Bad, and I couldn't unsee it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I definitely can't see that now.
Oh no.
That comment was
Oversized clothes is coming back, which is funny.
They are.
Thank God, man, because I was tired of them tight jeans, man.
Country's like, you're not so fit.
Country's like, I ain't changed for nothing.
Hey man, it got to be a weight requirement on these skinny jeans, bro. Got to be. You too big to squeeze all that in there. Especially if your knees touch and then your shins go out this.
Pause.
I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh, shoot.
So for anyone who's keeping track, Country is sick of Bengals fans and he's sick of skinny jeans. So
Yeah. And tight shirts. And tight shirts. Yeah, dude, nipples. I don't want to see your nipples, bro. Like, I don't need to see your nipples, bro. That's a female thing, bro.
Oh my
That's a female
Like your shirt's too tight, bro. I wear 501s, bro. I've been wearing 501s this whole time.
He's like, can you breathe?
Right. How'd you stuff all that in there? Wow. Then you got the nerve to tuck the shirt in. It's already tight. Like we can see the rolls and everything. Come on, bro.
Look like some dinner rolls, dog.
You want to be fat on purpose, bro. It's like, no.
Goodness. Well.
No, all my Rockaware. I don't have no. Oh, I do have a Rockaware shirt. I do have one Rockaware shirt.
I'm about to say, you definitely got a Rockaware shirt in your closet.
I got one.
Definitely.
Don't ever disrespect me. I've never been a skateboarder. I've never wore Jinkos.
Yeah, Jinko is crazy, dog.
No,
wear no Jinkos, Kyle. Come on, man.
That's like the Steve Harvey suit. I'm cool, bro.
Yeah. And then on top of that, man, what was I about to say? Yeah, to the ladies, though, the summer's right around the corner, right? Summer's right around the corner, right?
What is this? What are you doing?
Listen, if you were a fit, if you were in a fit and you gotta hold your stomach, do not wear that outfit.
I cannot. You better
I'm gonna say on that. Do not wear that outfit.
You better.
Hey man, chill out, bro.
It's my thoughts and my thoughts only.
Yes, please, PSA, please. He tripping.
I'm gonna go off screen now.
Girl, that gut ain't never hurt nobody, baby. You keep
wear what makes you comfortable, women. You are strong, positive, beautiful women. Wear what makes you comfortable.
We don't have.
And these are my thoughts and my thoughts only.
We don't have another topic to get to. We're just stuck here now.
We gotta go to the sponsors.
See what happens when D-Mac get on the show? D-Mac, controversy. D-Mac is walking controversy.
That was not on D-Mac.
What's wrong with D-Mac? First you come here and sound like Tom Brady. Now you talking about guts and all that.
Hey, my God, man.
Hey, listen, maxi dresses.
All right. Listen, you wear whatever you want. We're going on to the sponsors. Sponsored by Almond. I cannot.
Hey, listen, I don't discriminate against kangaroo pouches. I don't.
Start the sponsoring.
All right. Anyway, let's get.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I do hate though.
No.
All right. Let's get to the sponsor, yo. All right. So, shout out to the good people.
Oh, I'm sorry,
man. Country, keep doing this. Anyway, 20% off of the USA and US soccer gear. So, 4th of July is right around the corner. That is next month. So, they got that going on, and of course, got the World Cup coming here in a few years as well. And I think the U.S. women's team, the men's team, they got like a little don't they have like a little tournament or something in between?
Yeah, they have a CONCACAF tournament that they're doing now.
Yeah, there we go. The CONCACAF. Yep, that is about to go on. So yep.
You know, D-Mac is the residential soccer head.
Yeah, he own it. He own it, yo. And so we still got the MLB logos, got their old school retro look from the 70s and 80s regarding your favorite MLB teams. Got that going on.
I wish Kansas City had a team.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. But anyway. But yeah, Father's Day is this weekend. I was a little early on the last episode, but Father's Day is this weekend. So if you haven't got your dad a gift, you got that going on. So you might want to hurry and get that, express shipping. So there's that. You got your pop culture teas going on and stuff like that. So yeah, go and copy some gear and pay homage. And shout out to the Denver Nuggets too, once again, because they got that collection going on as well. since they won the chip.
Yeah.
NBA.
Congrats to the Nuggets. Nobody cares.
Had that conversation as well.
That's crazy.
Boring. No, I was just kidding.
So disrespectful.
Hey, that
I
hockey.
know you were not after the speech you just
Hey,
gave. You're
look.
calling someone else disrespectful.
Look, as Kyle, as John, the hockey playoffs been kicking NBA ass. Period.
But that hockey that Stanley Cup was a blowout too.
It was.
It was 4-1 too. Vegas.
I don't
won
watch
in
hockey.
Florida.
I was just trying to be a part of the conversation, Chuck.
Yeah,
Trying to make numbers.
You gotta pop up at the mouth and stuff. But yeah, shout to the Vegas Golden Knights though, man. They did their thing.
The
In
who?
the Stanley Cup.
Oh, they won?
Yes, they won.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a C movie at best. That's terrible. That's a terrible name. Change that name. The Golden Knights?
It could be worse. You could be the Commanders.
Right. Left hand up.
Who are we?
We are the Commanders.
Oh, I love that song. What a great song.
Yeah.
What's
So
the Mizzou song, though?
We're not gonna go into that. So with that being said,
hey,
man,
before we go, serious note. I do miss you guys. It's been a while. I haven't been consistently, but I think I got it figured out. But we want to send a special shout out to Ray Lewis's family.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his son today, Ray Lewis the third, I think. Yep. Is it D-Mac?
Wow.
Yeah. So love and prayers to his family. Love and prayers to the Wells family. Rest in peace, Antonio. What else we got? That's all right.
I mean, I don't really have anything else.
Think we're good to wrap it up?
Yeah, we good.
Hey, yo, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. We appreciate y'all. We had a nice quality jump in followers and subscribers this week. We appreciate y'all. We hope to keep y'all entertained. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, expanding and multiplying and entertaining first and foremost. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys, new followers and old followers. And Hefe, when you come back, we got to talk. If Hefe's out there, I'm going to get this message to Hefe. We got to talk. But we love y'all, man. Kingdom Kast, bro.
We love y'all for sure.
We are the street.
And shout out to Kylie for appearing on Arrowhead Addict. I don't know if that's out or not, but
send me the link.
Check her
I need the link on that.
It's out. It's out. It was out. It's out. It's today.
And then also, like, if you haven't checked out Boogie on Arrowhead Chief podcast, he made his appearance on there this week too. So yeah, check that out as well.
Check both.
That was a fun show. That was a good. He did good. He did great, actually. So, so one day somebody's gonna invite me and D-Mac on a podcast, and we'll be able to talk with other people.
I have been on They Heard Chiefs before. We did. Was that me and you, Chuck? Yeah, we did that as well.
Yeah,
shout out to them,
made
man.
appearances.
Look at the team. I'm proud of my team. Love you guys.
We all doing our thing. So
yes, sir.
With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. Until the next episode, we out of here.
Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone.